Hi, my name is Tim. This video series is named A House Divided and is directed at those of you who can see the division, conflict, and impending demise of the United States, care about that demise, and want to do something about it. The United States had many good, even great aspects to it as a nation-state in this world, particularly relative freedom. But those good and great aspects are disappearing before our eyes, at least before the eyes of those who have eyes to see. So if you care about people and about truth, then you need to know how to solve the problems. The divided house isn't primarily about Democrat versus Republican or liberal versus conservative or left versus right, as those labels are most often misunderstood and misused in sweeping generalization fallacies. Those labels are labels for the shallower aspects of the battle. There is a deeper problem causing the division. The house divided saying is one of the real historical Jesus of Nazareth sayings. Here is the full version of the saying taken from the book of Luke. Quote, "Every kingdom divided against itself is laid waste, and a house divided against itself falls." Unquote. The meaning of the saying is that any single or united entity or group of people, like a household or community or state or nation, where the people become divided over basic moral, political, or existential beliefs, will fail. Abraham Lincoln quoted this saying of Jesus in his political convention speech while he was trying to become a U.S. Senator. The context of his quoting the saying was the people's choice over slavery. Right after the House divided quote, Lincoln said, quote, "I believe this government cannot endure permanently half slave and half free," unquote. Lincoln was identifying an evil, slavery, and calling the people to make a moral decision against that evil and for political freedom for all people who resided in the U.S. A similar choice is before the people of the U.S. today, but there is a big difference. Today, the choice is not over some obvious moral wrongness in society, like slavery, but rather over morality itself. The choice is between believing there is no objective universal ethical standard for humanity and thus choosing to make up ethics as you go based on your individual emotions and opinions. These folks are the moral relativists, versus those who believe there is an objective universal moral framework for humanity. These folks are the moral objectivists. Another more simplistic way to state the battle is between those who reject the existence of God and ethics given by God, and those who believe in the existence of God and ethics given by that God or a source higher than human beings. Perhaps the simplest way to state it is to say the battle is between those who don't care about what is true or false, right or wrong, except where it serves their selfish purposes, versus those who do care about truth, rightness, and are willing to live selflessly based on a standard higher than themselves. People holding these two worldviews are the deeper cause of most of the conflict that is ripping the U.S. apart, and embracing moral relativism will be the end of any culture. This video series is a call to people to do something about all the wrong that is growing in the world and around you, dear viewer. It is a call to take action, and not just any action, but action that will solve the basic problems for yourself and others willing to embrace the solution. Believe it or not, there is a solution to your fears and the negative things you see happening or you are experiencing. But you need to have both faith and courage to see the solution and to embrace it. So in these videos, I'm going to describe the factors involved in causing the house divided to fall, and in so doing point out important truths to see if there's anyone out there who can see those truths and has the courage to act. Just like a doctor cannot help a patient to physically heal unless they can diagnose and understand the problem, the same is true of the problems plaguing the people of the U.S. If the patient has cancer, you first have to diagnose that properly. Then those who want to cure the patient need to understand how cancer functions or works to be able to fix the problem. These videos will diagnose the problem so we can understand and fix them. The time of waiting, watching, praying, etc. is over. It's time to act. When Jesus said, "Do you not say, 'There are still 4 months, and then comes the harvest'? Behold, I tell you, raise your eyes and observe the fields, that they are white for harvest," unquote. When he said that, he was and is calling people to action. The fields of harvest have been ripe ever since he came 2,000 years ago. So the key question is, do you have faith in the real historical Jesus of Nazareth? And do you have the courage to do what he says? Or stated another way, are you going to spend your time, resources, and energy working for the leaders of the failing kingdoms? Or are you going to start working for the leader of the unfailing kingdom? Thanks for watching this video. Please share this and other Peaceful Revolution videos with others and keep an eye out for more to come. More importantly, please contact the Peaceful Revolution to start serving the King and his kingdom.